Morning, everyone. I am excited to be here. I am Dana Sacco. I am an automation and system specialist and virtual assistant coach. What we're going to discuss today, I have seen with every single type of virtual assistant. And remember, a virtual assistant is actually just someone that assists a business virtually. So it can be anything from a bookkeeper, it can be someone that's doing admin work. It can be data entry. It can be social media management. It can be a personal assistant. It's just someone that is helping people virtually. So everywhere I've seen this thing, and it's called scope creep. What scope creep is when your client starts to add little things into for you to do. Usually they do it just a little bit at a time. Hey, would you mind doing this for me? And we say no problem because we have the time and we're capable of doing it. And sometimes they're really quick for us, whereas sometimes it would take someone else an hour or two to do. For example, one of the things I've run across is that one person had someone do a whole bunch of conversions of documents to PDFs. Now, if you've ever done that Word document, you can save the dang thing as a PDF. So, but it just kept adding up. And she was like, I end up spending about 2-3 hours a week doing this because of the number of documents and the size of the documents and the formatting that she wanted. So, but it was never something that she was asked to do. It was never something that she said, this is something that's in our contract. And that's the key right there. Your contract. What does your contract say? And this is when you get very specific in your contract, depending on the type of work that you're doing. Like as a virtual assistant, if I was doing general admin, I would list specifically, I will do this. I will do calendar management. I will do email management for X number of accounts. I would limit it to what you're doing there. Then at the same time, you're going to say things like, if you're doing social media creation, I will create X number of posts for these number of accounts per month, because you're not going to do it by week. You're going to do it per month, because there's going to be some weeks that you might need a couple more posts. And then you stick to that. Sometimes it's very, very hard. And guys, I've had scope creep big time on a lot of people, where they've completely changed what they wanted to do and things like that. And sometimes I've let it happen. Sometimes I've taken the brunt of the bad review or whatever, because I was sticking to what we agreed to. This is what we agreed to. This is what we're doing, and you've changed it. It's either going to cost X number of dollars more, or you're going to do this. And that's how you have to approach your clients. For example, I think every bookkeeper that's out there should be doing some sort of diagnostic review before you even price a client. I've seen a lot, and I was one of them who would say, a small business is $200 a month and blah, blah, blah. And then you start digging into it and you're like, oh, holy crap. I mean, they have like 50 million accounts and they don't know what they're doing with this. So guys, I'm really going to suggest doing some sort of diagnostic review for that. And that means going into the account ahead of time before you actually price it. Same type of thing when you are going through a discovery call. Get the client to talk to you of what they're looking for. If you do have set packages that this is what we're doing, then that's it. Guys, stick to it. But if you don't, and it's more general, such as a general virtual assistant, even data entry, how many entries are you doing? If you're not working hourly, it doesn't make any sense to sit there and do, I don't know. I've seen them where they say we need 10,000 things entered. For your blog posts, how many blog posts do you want them to write per month? How many X do you want them to do, and at what price? As soon as you go across that line, you need to, or see that you are going across that line, you need to start looking at, okay, what does this do to me and my time versus how can it help me with the client? The client's going to say okay or no. If you tell them, hey, you want me to do this, it's going to cost you an extra X number of dollars. Just because, it's not within our scope and it's a little bit of extra work. Sometimes they'll say, this is where it gets tricky with the monthly retainers. They're like, well, I have X number of hours. Yes, but it's not within the things I said I would do. So that's the type of things that when I first started, it came up quite a bit because I would have people, and this is where, I got exhausted because people would start throwing more stuff out at me. They would hire me to set up a system. Perfect, right? But I would do it on an hourly retainer. And so instead of actually setting up the system, we ended up doing a lot of other extra work, and then they were upset that their system wasn't set up. That's not my fault. You started adding 50 million other things that took the time, right? Scope creep. So it's really easy to get into, unfortunately. But at the same time, if you stick to what you believe in and what you want to do, take it by a case-by-case basis. But honestly, I'm right there saying, don't do it. Learn how to avoid it, and learn how to avoid it with a little bit of grace. And that means doing it with you understanding that this is what you're doing. You understand it. Perfect. So I hope that helps. And if you have any questions about it, go ahead and let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you were here. I'd absolutely love to hear from you about this because, like I said, it's hit everyone that has worked online. Some certain business owners will try to get as much as physically possible out of people without increasing their pay or giving them a little bit of extra. Those type of things, they'll try to sneak everything in that they possibly can. All right, guys, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later.